Alright guys, so if you clicked on this video, you probably want to know the best equipment you can equip for the brand new LF Rosé that's going to come out. If not this weekly reset, it's probably going to come out the latest, the next following weekly reset. So keep that in mind, guys. Also, I'm going to cover the brand new DBS future trunks with Mize and assist units. So that's going to be towards the end of the video. The focus of this video is definitely 100% going to be the brand new LF Rosé, of course. Now, the LF Rosé has multiple tags. He has Saiyan, obviously. He has God Key. He has Future, and he has Powerful Opponent. Now, we don't know what color he's going to be. We don't know if he's going to be red, blue, green, whatever the case may be. We don't know. We basically just don't know if he's going to be a range type unit, a defensive type unit, a melee type unit. We don't know. So that's going to factor into everything in this video as well, because there's some equipments that cater to, let's just say, red range type or red melee type. Just an example, right? So we're not going to be able to cover those specific equipments. We're going to be able to cover very normalized equipments like Saiyans, God Key, Future, and Powerful Opponent. But Powerful Opponent currently does not have any specific pretty much God Key, Future, or Saiyan specific equipment. They only have specific equipment catered to sagas from the movie. So we're not going to cover Powerful Opponent because they currently, at the moment of this recording, don't have a specific equipment to cater Goku Black Rosé. So yeah, we are going to start off with Future. The reason we're going to start off with Future because it also covers Trunks and Mize. So it's going to cover both of them. And yeah, so let's just not waste any time, guys. So one of my favorite equipments personally for Future is actually this one right here. This one is Saiyans Don't Do Limits. This equipment is actually phenomenal for multiple reasons. My main reason why I really like this, if you plan on using Goku Black Rosé, if you plan on using LF Rosé specifically for Future, like on a Future team specifically, this equipment is a must just because it actually has 4 different abilities for it's not even an awakened equipment. So it's rare to find an equipment that actually has 4 things it could do in 3 slots in total. So let's just take a look. We can get base blast defense all the way up to 12%, which is all right. It's nothing too crazy because it's not an awakened equipment, but it's okay. We can also get in the second slot, we can get 2. This is where things get really interesting for me. This is why I like this equipment. So slot number 2, we can get base critical all the way up to 10%, and as well as base strike attack all the way up to 10%. So it's just like a 2-for-1 right there. Now I know it's not like the regular like 12 to 15% here or here as well, but it's still really nice to have multiple things spread out. That's just my take on that. That's why I like this equipment a lot. It's specifically for Future. Also in slot 3, like I said, it's specifically for Future. For each basically Future battle member that you guys have, you get a plus 5% to blast attack. So it could go all the way up to 15%, which is really, really nice. And like I said, this is catered for Future. So next up, this one's going to be a little bit hard to grind just because it's an awakened equipment. And they actually nerfed how we're able to get awakened equipments just because it's all tied into the new Zenkai Rush. And I really don't, I'm telling you guys, there's some of you guys that do defend that Rush exchange shop, but I'm telling you right now, it got nerfed in multiple ways, including the awakened equipment, guys, because it was really easy to get all these awakened equipments. Now you have to choose whether you want to use your Rush medals on the tickets, awakened equipment, or souls, Zenkai souls. So there's a lot of I just don't like the shop in general. I really, really don't. Trust me, I prefer the old shop much, much better. But let's just get into this, guys. Slot number 1, a whopping 18% to strike defense. Slot 2, a whopping 18% to blast defense. So a very tanky equipment for the first 2 slots. But then the third slot, we can get all the way up to 18% if you guys do run Future for each Future battle member. So 18%. So for each Future battle member, that's an extra 6% right there, which is really, really nice. So this is also another must, basically a must for Future. But like I said, they did nerf how you can grind these, and I personally do not like it at all. And I don't see it changing in the future, which is really sad. But let's just get on to the God Key equipments now, guys. God Key actually has better, in my opinion, better equipments catered to Goku Black. So let's just check it out. This one is another awakened equipment. Of course, this one is definitely a must in my books. I love this equipment. This is by far my favorite God Key equipment. It's this awakening equipment version of Whis. I'm not going to pronounce that. It says like, it sounds really weird, but yeah, excuse me. So, all right, slot number 1 is base strike defense all the way to whopping 18%. Now, this is where it gets interesting. The last two slots that I really like. Slot number 2, we can get base strike, look at me. We can get base critical all the way up to 15%, which is really nice. And then slot number 3, we can get base blast or base strike attack all the way up to 21.5%. Now, this is a crazy number, guys. Almost, let's just say 21 to 22%. And you get to choose whether you want blast or strike. I mean, you don't get to choose, it's RNG, but you get to re-roll it and then you get to choose. So yeah, this equipment is definitely a must for God Key. Now, next up, we do have another phenomenal God Key equipment that I personally like. It's I'll just smash it to pieces. And this one's catered specifically to God Key. There's no like God Key range or anything like that. Remember, we're not going to cover that in a specific video because we do not know yet what that LF Rosé is going to hold in terms of range type, colors, and stuff like that. So slot number 1 is base strike defense all the way up to 13%. And then slot number 2 is base blast defense all the way up to 13%. And then slot number 3, we have base blast attack all the way up to 22%. So this equipment, especially if he's a range type unit, is a must. I love this. This equipment is a mini version of an Awaken equipment. It really is. And you don't need to grind all the way up like you usually do for the other Awaken equipment. So this one is really like I would rock this one if you guys can grind it, that is, and this one as well. This one's really easy to get, so I'll definitely focus on this one if you guys don't want to grind too much. But next up, we have Saiyan equipment. This one's the infamous Yopay equipment. Now, I still love this equipment till this day. I swear. Like slot number 1, plus 20 to base strike attack, especially if he's a melee type unit. And then an extra base critical in slot number 2 all the way up to 12.5%. And then base key recovery 10 extra percent. This is a nice equipment. This does get an Awaken equipment. I know some of you guys are probably going to mention in the comment section down below. But this one right here, the Awaken equipment, is specifically for green Saiyan. So the current Goku Black that we have now could hold this. But if he is green, which I highly doubt it, he won't be able to hold it. But next up, we have another great Saiyan equipment that also an Android can hold. So if you guys do want to farm this, Androids and Saiyans, they're both really good teams. So you can't go wrong. Like, this equipment is so versatile. So slot number 1 is base critical all the way up to 12.5%, which is really nice. And then we get to play. We pretty much get to play reroll on these next 2 slots, which is slot number 2, either base blast defense or base strike attack all the way up to 18%, and then slot number 3 is base strike attack all the way up to 16.5%, or special move all the way to 15%. This equipment is phenomenal. Not only because it's a great equipment on its own, but we can either choose whether we want to use it on Saiyans, which is a really broad tag, or Androids, which is currently one of the best teams, Z-tier teams in the whole game. Now, we also have this one right here. Now, I'm going to show you a little fun, not a little trick or hack, but a little setup that I like to do with Saiyans. Now, sometimes if I really want to make my Saiyans really tanky and buffy, that's funny, and buffed out, pretty much this equipment here is for Saiyans. Base blast attack plus 15%, which is cool. And then here we have slot number 2, base health, which is one of the best things you can give a unit, 12.5%. And then as well, slot number 3 is pretty much damage to hybrid Saiyans, so that annoying LF Gohan can go away. And then you combine pretty much that one with this one right here, which is Battle of Saiyans, which is base strike defense all the way up to 18%. And then as well as pretty much all the way up to 10% base blast defense for 15 timer counts, excuse me, when faced with the Saiyan, or 10% to strike defense for same thing, strike defense when faced with the Saiyan for 15 timer counts. But it's slot number 3, base health plus 10%, and we combine that, like I said, with this one right here, which is an extra 12.5%. That's 22.5%, which is really nice to health in itself. So that's a really good little combination if you guys want to tinker around with making a tanky unit with health, so especially for Saiyans. Now, these are all the equipment for currently female warriors. I say female warriors just because we're getting a trunks with a my assist unit, and we all know that if they have an assist unit that's a girls, we can also use that specific equipment. So he can not only hold he can hold female warriors, or aka girls, and as well as hybrid Saiyans. So for female warriors, I like 3 equipments, which is this Awaken equipment here, which is Awaken Romantic Drive, and this equipment here, which is It's Okay Now, and then as well as, where's the next one? This one right here, which is Dr. Jiro's computer, which can fit multiple tags and androids, girls, regen, and all that good stuff. So this is a good versatile equipment as well. I'm not going to click on it and go through with it. You guys can check that out in your own game, but because I don't want to have to keep clicking and going back. So next up we have hybrids. Hybrids, I don't know too much about hybrids, but to be honest, I would just use female warriors equipments because female warriors equipments are so stacked out. They made them good on purpose just because girls aren't that specifically good in overall. I mean, they're pretty good now in the meta, but overall, as an individual unit, they weren't necessarily the best units. But yeah, guys, remember you can still use these future equipments as well. But if you guys did enjoy the video, make sure you guys give it a thumbs up, and I'll definitely catch you guys tomorrow on the next video. Have a good one. Peace.